Hello YouTubers, my name is Frederick Lopez, and guess what? It's morphin' time! Hello YouTubers, today I'm going to be going over my initial thoughts of Saban's Power Rangers. Yes, the new Power Rangers of 2017 is upon us. I just got done seeing it, and as you know, many 90s kids out there, we grew up with Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was like the best thing ever. After this, I might say there might be some VR Troopers and Beetleborg movie adaptations now. Power Rangers, I love Power Rangers growing up. I had the merchandise, the toys, and yeah, I even still have the movie on VHS. There was a theatrical film in 1995, and then there was Turbo in 1997, and of course it was based on a Japanese show. They used the Japanese stock footage, got other actors from the States to basically make some new footage to coincide with the footage from Japan, and it became Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was a phenomenon that had many spin-offs. Disney got the rights, and then Saban purchased the rights back, made Power Rangers Samurai, Megaforce on Nickelodeon, and now we have Power Rangers by Lionsgate. So, yeah, I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. I stopped watching after Mighty Morphin, and I know a little bit of Turbo, Galaxy Space, and then Lightspeed Rescue, but pretty much after that, I don't know much. So, I'm mostly familiar with the original Power Rangers, which this film was heavily influenced on. I even got a chance to meet David Yost and Jason David Frank, the original blue and green/white ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So that was cool meeting them in person, and yeah, I was very excited to see this movie. March is one of those crazy months where it's just like the 90s resurgence. You have Ghost in the Shell, Beauty and the Beast, and Power Rangers. I wasn't sure what to expect going into this, but it surprised me, and I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. Is it the best film ever? No. But it's a pretty enjoyable film, and it's a fun film. Before I go into more detail, here's the cast and crew and a brief plot summary.
Power Rangers stars Dacre Montgomery as Jason the Red Ranger, Naomi Scott as Kimberly the Pink Ranger, R.J. Seiler as Billy the Blue Ranger, Ludi Lin as Zack the Black Ranger, Becky G as Trini the Yellow Ranger, and Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa, along with Bryan Cranston as Zordon, and Bill Hader as a voice of Alpha 5. It was directed by Dean Israelite. Saban's Power Rangers is a reboot of the 90s show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In this latest Power Rangers, our 5 hero teens learn that their small town of Angel Grove, as well as the entire world, is on the verge of being completely destroyed by an alien threat, and soon discover that they're the only ones who can save our planet. But to do so, they must overcome their personal real-life issues and somehow join forces and work as a team to save us all.
That's what Power Rangers is about, and you get introduced to the same characters. They're, of course, different backgrounds, different actors, but you still have Jason, you still have Billy, Trini, Kimberly, and Zack. And this borrows a lot from some of the other Rangers as well as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But it's nice to have a new reboot, and it's also nice to have a group of talented young actors who are actually around the age they're supposed to be, so you don't see like a 32-year-old pretend to be in high school. I like that, and I like the chemistry between all the actors. They're very relatable, and you get invested into the characters. They don't come across as annoying. You really relate to them. And I think some of that's the more dramatic approach with this. The first half is a very different movie from the second half. It feels very much like a John Hughes Breakfast Club type of film, and I love it. It's very dramatic and a lot more intense than I was expecting. Now, of course, this is rated PG-13, so you're able to do just a little bit more than you did in the television series and the other films. And the other films are great. I love the fighting, and then the television series is basically what it is. It's great. It's almost like, you know, you have like your Tim Burton Batman, and then you kind of have like the more campy Adam West Batman that's kind of its own thing. It's kind of like Power Rangers, but you could tell that they always wanted to just push it a level further here in the States. The Japanese show is a little bit more violent than the one in the U.S., but you can tell that they just wanted to take a little bit extra step into that direction, and they just couldn't. Well, with this on PG-13, they're allowed to basically go into that realm without making it above PG-13. It can still be for kids, but you could tell they have a lot more freedom. And I like this. It's very much like a superhero origin story, and I like it. Angel Grove's different, and yeah, Bryan Cranston plays Zordon. Bryan Cranston, of course, is no stranger to Power Rangers. He's played several villains in years before, early in his career on the show. So it was nice seeing him back as Zordon. Bill Hader is Alpha. Of course, it's not like I Alpha, but I like his Alpha. They even have a couple of homages here and there with the catchphrase. And above all, I like how you get introduced to these characters. And I also like how they don't know each other, so they have to learn about their different backgrounds, them as different individuals. But all around, it goes back to the theme of Power Rangers, and that is teamwork and learning how to work as a team. And that's one element I really love in this new film, that they kept the core essence of Power Rangers. I never felt like I saw a bastardization of my childhood. It wasn't like Michael Bay's Transformers after the first one, or even the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No, this felt very much still like a Power Ranger film. It was the best of like the dark, edgy stuff, more dramatic, but still had that kind of campy fun of the television series. Pros. The cast. Some of the music. Brian Tyler does the score. He did a wonderful score for Children of Dune, the Expendables films, Y50. He just does a lot of music, and it has a nice epic feel to it, just grand. And it was only like a $105 million budget movie, and it's not bad. It looks really good. I was worried about the effects looking just a bit too computerized, but when you see the film, it looked better than they do in the previews. Again, I like Bryan Cranston and Bill Hader as Zordon and Alpha, and you get a cool Zordon origin. It stays very true to the original story. Even with Rita Repulsa and everything that goes on there, the opening is very warlike and just epic. I was surprised. And I'm glad that they stuck true to the original story in some way. Now, instead of the dragon coins and stuff, you kind of have the crystals, but still, it's kind of the same essence of the characters, and then they have more super strength abilities. Now, they're always powerful in the other ones, but here they're like really powerful. Best way to describe it, it's basic origin. It reminds me of like Tobey Maguire in the first Spider-Man. And I love the look of this. The director did a good job. I liked his work in Project Almanac. And here it feels like a little bit of Chronicle with like a really good superhero origin film. It's like almost like what the new Fantastic Four was trying to do, but it did it better the way it was meant to be. My only cons, the beginning was a little bit shaky cam where it was kind of hard to tell what was going on, but I did like some of the camera placements and everything. It made it feel like an independent film. It felt very much like a drama, so you get that element in there. And the second half is more of the Power Rangers movie like you're used to from the television show. And my other con besides that, I love Elizabeth Banks as an actress, but the execution of Rita Repulsa was just off. And I know it's kind of campy, but even if it was more like the television show, it was a little bit campy for even that. Like, something about it just felt off to me. It wasn't like the series Rita Repulsa. And she was scary in some parts. It was a lot darker and menacing, yet for some reason it didn't have that level of intimidation. I don't know, something about the way they had the villain was not very strong in that film, because I love all the stuff leading up with the heroes getting to know each other, the teenagers, them learning how to be Power Rangers, the whole history, and them working as a team, learning how to work as a team. I love that. But when Elizabeth Banks, Rita Repulsa gets a bigger part, it just comes across like maybe a little cringeworthy. Like, how can I explain this? It's like, it kind of reminded me of like different tones, where it's kind of like Uma Thurman or Arnold Schwarzenegger in Batman and Robin, or just like Two-Face and Batman Forever. Like, something about it. It was supposed to be campy and stuff, but it just something about the execution of that campiness and just out of this world wild card element just felt off to me, and that really bogged down the film a little bit. But it's not bad, and there's some pretty cool ties to how the Green Ranger is gonna be in the sequel, so I like that. Overall, what would I give Power Rangers? I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 and a solid B. It's not the worst film ever, it's not the best, but hey, for a Power Rangers film, I thought it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's been a while since I went to a movie, and it surprised me. It was enjoyable. It's a good popcorn flick. You can take your kids to it. If you're 20-something like me, where you're just like, I grew up with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, go see it. And you get a little nod with the Power Rangers theme. Although, another song that they've had in the trailer, played by Kanye West, gets more airtime than the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song, but I'm glad they had it in there. It's in a cool moment. I just wish they had more of it. So I'm kind of anxious to see what they do. I hope this performs well, because I think if they have the sequels, they're planning on doing 5 more, I think they can be really good. And yeah, get some type of Tommy Oliver in there. If it's a guy, you can get an unknown, but I'm kind of petitioning Taylor Lautner to be Tommy. But if not, you can make it a chick. Do whatever. I wouldn't mind if Jason David Frank's in there. And be on the lookout. There's a post-credit scene, and there's also some cameos from other actors. So be on the lookout for those if you're a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fan. And yeah, a 3.5 out of 5 and a B. Power Rangers is a fun blast. It has the right amount of drama, edginess, while still being campy fun like the television series. So yeah, I definitely want to see more, and hopefully they have Lord Zed in number 2 like they did in the TV show. I would love to see how they do Lord Zed, and maybe it could be more menacing than Rita Repulsa in this. I mean, she works for what she's given with, but really, that's the only part, besides some of the camera shakiness, that really felt off to me in this film, that bogged it down. It has that innocence type of feel. It's nice seeing, again, actors play their own age, and I love the performances from all of them. And Billy is a standout, as well as Jason. Just everybody's a standout, but Billy, he's not only smart like he is in the series, but he's also autistic, so that was a nice element. And also, they're having the whole first openly gay character. It's not really that big of a deal when you watch it, but I kind of wish they stopped having agendas pushed into movies for the sake of it. But I like the character here because it was just alluded to, but it wasn't really fully, it didn't really fully go there. It didn't need to, but it was just enough information to show you what this character's like. And I like the stories they all have. There's something very deep and endearing about this film, hearing their different backgrounds, and just very much, again, like a John Hughes movie or Breakfast Club. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 and a B. If you're a fan of Power Rangers, I would go Power Rangers. Go see Power Rangers right now. You're going to have a lot of fun, and it's truly a morphin' time. So yeah, see it. And Netflix has all the Power Rangers. I'm going to watch me some Mighty Morphin, listen to Ron Wasserman's theme of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, 5 for 1, I will win, combat fight, whatever. And yeah, until then, that is all for movie review. Thank you for watching. Go see Power Rangers if you haven't seen it, but if you have seen Power Rangers, let me know. What did you like about the film? What did you not like? What's your favorite Power Ranger? And just let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I was a huge Power Ranger fan. I even had a crush on Kimberly. I even got the Girl Power VHS, even though it was meant for girls, just because Kimberly was on it, the Pink Ranger. Had the lipstick monster guy with the purse. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to admit, but yeah, I'm a fan, and if you're a fan, a 90s kid that grew up with Power Rangers, go see it.